again. I'm Joanna Hill Heitzman, sitting in today for the Miami County Foundation, and I'm going to let you get a first-hand glimpse of some of our scholarship winners from last year. You will be blown away, just as I was, of these young people when they tell you what they've been doing. But first, I want to introduce you to Stiefel-Francis, whom you probably already know, the Executive Director of the Miami County Foundation, and she's going to explain all the scholarships available.
Well, it's great to have this opportunity to share with you some of the scholarship recipients that we've been able to provide some scholarship monies for over the past year. The Miami County Foundation has the ability to administer several scholarship funds throughout Miami County. And I just want to make mention of those scholarship funds. The deadline for the scholarship applications are November the 1st of each year. So, you know, that time frame is fast approaching. And the applications are available on our website. That's important to know. So you can go to the Miami County Foundation website at www.miamicountyfoundation.org and download any of these applications. The Thelma Ross Dalton Scholarship is open to any Miami County resident, no matter what age, and it's for individuals who are furthering their post-high school education in any accredited public or private university, 2 or 4-year school, a trade school, a nursing program, a healthcare related organization, and that scholarship can be up to $3,000 each. In the past, we've been able to support 20 students from Miami County with the Thelma Ross Dalton Scholarship. There's also the Miami County Medical Society Scholarship, and that scholarship is available to students who have been accepted into or currently enrolled in a medical school, either as an MD or a DO. And that scholarship can be a significant amount of money as well. The Robert Netzley Memorial Scholarship, that is available for individuals in Dark and Miami counties, for individuals that are going to pursue a public service career, maybe in government or education. That scholarship can be renewed. So if you see online, it's going to tell you to please call the office to find out whether or not we are accepting applications for the scholarship at this time. The Marjorie Lyons Netzley Scholarship is for both Miami and Dark County students, and that scholarship is for an individual who is going to pursue a medical career, maybe a nursing program, but any medical career is eligible to apply. Once again, that can be renewed. So if it's renewed, it won't be available this year. Just call the office to find out. There are 2 scholarships that are specifically for Newton students, and that includes the Don Favorite Dieter Memorial Scholarship for a Newton student that is pursuing a career in the science field, and the Newton School Board American Legion Fund, and that is for any Newton High School graduating senior to apply. So as you can see, there are a lot of scholarship opportunities available at the Miami County Foundation. Joanna has served the Miami County Foundation since it was established in 1985. She's a founding board member. She serves on various committees within the Miami County Foundation, and one of those happens to be the Scholarship Committee. So she has firsthand experience of reviewing all of these applications that we get, and we receive almost 200 applications for scholarships. So it makes it very difficult for the committee to decide and narrow that down to maybe 20 recipients. But it's a great opportunity for us to be able to bring some of these students in together and talk to them and find out, you know, what are you doing in school and why did you pick the career that you're pursuing? And Joanna's going to do that for us today.
Cheryl, do you want to explain what happens when we have like 2 members of one family, both of which would qualify, but we have to split the money somehow?
Sometimes the committee decides to split one scholarship award because both of those students in the family, sometimes there might be 3 students applying for that scholarship, and they're so qualified that they hate to give a scholarship to one and not to the other. So if the dollars are limited, and they always are, we never have enough money to award, the committee sometimes decides to split one scholarship for siblings.
Do you want to just give, I think, the 5 or 7 different things that we judge on the application?
If I can remember those. The committee looks at their education, their activities in school, their extracurricular activities, their volunteer service, including the community service, what they do in the community, as well as what they do within their schools, their work experience, what they're doing outside of their school, their GPA score. They look at the GPA and and they also look at need. Is there a need? What is the need? And their overall career objective. You know, what is their goal? Do you have an educational plan? And what is that plan? And what are you going to do when you graduate?
Exactly. And we've put something new in this last year, the non-traditional student. You want to talk about that one?
Because the Thelma Ross Dalton Scholarship is has no age limit, there are often times where there are individuals that might be 40 or 50 years of age who are applying and competing against maybe a high school senior or somebody currently in college. So it's very difficult for the committee to kind of look at, okay, this is an older individual. They have a lot of work experience, but maybe they don't have a lot of community service experience. They did a lot in high school, but they've been out of high school for 30 years. How do we consider that individual? So they've kind of decided to look at those as a separate group of applicants and consider what they can talk about a non-traditional student, totally separate from those who are just graduating or currently in college.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You wrapped it up very well, and there are so many opportunities out there. It's just absolutely amazing.
Yes.
And now we have Tricia Levy from Pleasant Hill. She happens to be the Dieter Memorial Scholarship winner from Newton High School. And that, can you help me a little bit? That takes a recommendation from the science teacher or principal, superintendent?
I believe I used my science teacher, and then actually I used my principal, I think. I can't remember. I mean, I can't remember exactly.
You got it, and
that was
all
a year
that
ago.
counts,
Yeah.
right? Okay. The thing that kind of fascinated me about you was one of the jobs that you do or did when you were trying to, get the money together for college.
Yes.
And on her application, she was a child care provider for 2 youngsters in the morning before school, waking them up and preparing them for school 3 mornings a week. What time did you have to get up?
I usually got up about 5.
And got there. When time do you have to be at school?
I have to be at school by 7:50. So.
Were they easy to get moving?
It was a boy and a girl. The girl was usually pretty good. The boy, sometimes he was difficult.
Okay, Tricia. You had, as we say, the Dieter Memorial. That means you're interested in some science,
Yes.
medical field. What is it?
Science. I'm going to major in ag business, so they.
And that was one thing that I noticed also, because it says you are 4-H
Yep.
and farming.
Yeah.
And so how do you plan to use this ag business, and how?
Well, I guess my dad and his 4 brothers farm, so that's kind of where the background. And I want to get a degree and then be able to work for a company and work with them, but not necessarily for it, as a company, work inside with them, I guess.
And what kind of a company? Where were you, a business in what?
I'm hoping, I did an internship this past summer, and I'm hoping to kind of get my foot in the door there. Either kind of like a company such as Harvest Land Co-op. They do a little bit of everything. They do seed, they do some spray, or also just for a seed business and sell seed.
And seed.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
where is that?
An example, there's Asgrow and there's Pioneer, and a lot of times you're kind of have a territory, and that's what you're in charge of, and so that's kind of what I want to do so far that's my goal.
So you technically would be working out by yourself?
Yeah, I'd be working for a company, but kind of by myself with other farmers, trying to help them and get what they need and keep them happy. So that's kind of.
Did you have someone like that approach you at the farm so that you know that there are openings in fields like that?
Yeah, actually, we had when I decided when I was going to school, I went back and forth. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I kind of had an idea. And then we had a seed rep that my dad and his brothers really loved. She just went out of the way, and so I got to talk with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to talk to her, and she kind of gave me an insight on what it was going to be like, and so that's kind of where I made my decision. That's where I wanted to go. So.
Okay, so how did that fit in then with being able to qualify for the Dieter Scholarship? You had to have grades that were
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
And you played varsity soccer
Yes.
and basketball, National Honor Society. I believe you got that as your sophomore.
Yes, they induct
And
us.
the Leo Club, what's that?
The Leo Club, we work with the St. Patrick Soup Kitchen in Troy. We just do a lot of like, we do like an Easter egg hunt for the kids at the school. We do, we hand out candy and do like a little thing at Halloween, like about safety. And so we just do a lot of like, give a lot of our time and just try to help
Work
the
with them.
community. I got to go work at the soup kitchen, and I thought it was really fun. That's one of our biggest like things that we like
Is
to
this
do.
in Troy?
Yeah, right there.
Was it the new building?
I don't know. It wasn't in the new building yet.
Have you been in the new building?
No, I did not. I graduated before
Oh,
we got
too
moved
bad.
over there.
You should stop in someday just to see what that one is.
I will have to.
I drove right by it when we had a distributorship there.
Okay.
So, fantastic. And this young lady is a member of the FFA, which is Future Farmers of America, the last time I heard about it. And so that fits with, how many females do you have in that organization?
I'm trying to think. My senior class, we had probably 5 or 6. There wasn't a ton of us, but there was enough. There's enough other girls that came from farming families, so that we all kind of stuck together in it.
Did the young guys give you any competition?
Oh yeah, a little bit. It's always fun.
Okay. You were the captain of the varsity basketball
Yes,
team?
actually, yeah, in soccer, but we'll go with basketball.
And what about college? Are you doing anything like that in college?
No, I had planned to, and then my senior year, I basically blew out my ankle, and so I had to have surgery. So I decided it was time to give it up. So
Oh,
I enjoy going to watch it, but I don't play anymore.
I'm sorry you did that, but you were competitive to have done that, I'm sure. You also have the science part of what you do. You told me was going to be in the is it the development research?
Yeah, we study, like, right now I'm taking a lot of classes, like, studying plants, and, like, this past summer, that's all I did, like, was studying plants and the weeds, and I had to learn, like, all the different weeds and be able to identify them, like, off the top of my head, and then diseases that we found this year, and with the water, it was along here. We got plenty of rain this year, but, so yeah, we're kind of studying the practices of farming and how we can make it better, and then also just, like, the overall production of plants and animals.
Did you ever detassel corn?
No, I did not have to do that. I was just walking through other people's corn. Right, I'm taking inventory of the weeds and stuff, but I didn't have to do
Can you
that.
explain to me what detasseling of corn is?
Honestly, it's kind of a confusing thing. I'm not a great probably person to ask because I've never had to do it. To go through it, it's the way that they keep it from, like, when it
Spreading.
Yeah, they want to keep that variety to itself.
Special.
So when they cut the tasseling off, it keeps it from cross-pollinating.
Cross-pollination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my take
I
on it.
knew that, but I think I have someone coming up later that maybe can answer that question, but that job has got to be hotter than,
Yeah,
I don't know what at the time
I've drove
of
by
year.
some fields that they're doing it, and they look pretty. Like
This
they
is
love
why
their
you
job.
decided to go the other route.
Yeah.
I know. You have a quote that describes you. Do you remember what it was? No, you forgot your quote. This is when she was writing about her goals, I believe. Just never give up, no matter how hard the challenges are. So, you work with the strong morals, the good character, your community service. This is the kind of information that when we look at these applications, hope to be able to see. So it's important that people keep us aware of that. But when people have a goal like that and put it in words, even though you forgot it right now,
I know.
you've done it, and you're still doing it now without thinking about it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it. Trent Tobias from Covington.
Yes.
Do I have that right?
Yes, you do.
Okay. And when I looked at your report, I find that you pretty much covered everything in high school, from football to student council, and you pretty much were a leader. Was that right?
Yes, that's right.
What all did I miss or include? Or has that been too long ago?
It's been a little while because now I'm a sophomore in college, but I was in also Spanish club. Also did a couple other clubs to the side, so that were out of school.
And you received the, I want to say OSHA or Ohio OHSAAA Scholar.
Yes.
What's that?
It's just an award for student athletes that the state gives out. You get nominated by some of your coaches and the faculty, and I was lucky to be nominated.
And how much is that? Or is it just on paper?
It was on paper. Yeah.
The plaque you put on the wall.
Yeah, plaque you put on the wall.
Well, that goes a long way when you put it on a report,
Yeah.
like your application.
Mm-hmm.
What about, and I've never heard of this one either, the U.S. Army Scholar. Same deal?
Same deal. It's my guidance counselor nominated me out of 10 people, and then the U.S. Army Reserves, their head person, then votes on who should get it, and there's 2 people that get voted on. It's a girl and a guy, and I was lucky to be the guy.
You're not in the Guard,
No, I'm not.
but
They give it to anyone in the school.
is it hard? I mean, I've never heard of this award. Is this well known? Any money involved with that?
No, there's no money
Okay.
involved in that.
What did you have that might have had money involved?
I was a recipient of the Miami County
Foundation.
Yes. Also, there was the Football Association, Miami Valley Football Association scholarship. I played in the All-Star game my senior year,
Right.
and I won that scholarship. I think it was maybe $500.
Right.
Maybe.
Okay.
So that, and there was also in school the Schellenberger scholarship. I can't think.
You
of
got
it.
your you got
Yeah, I
your
got my
you,
fair
you got
share.
your fair share, and maybe I can tell if I go to the right page. But part-time jobs. What did you do to try to get funding for college?
This year, I actually worked for Crown Packaging in the new Honda plant in Troy.
Right.
I did that this whole summer, 3 months. It was different than what I'm used to working. I'm used to working in office buildings, and this job was manual labor, so it taught me a little something about myself. Some days you just gotta dig in and keep going.
What? Okay. What are you studying in college? What do you want to be? What's your goal?
My goal is to be an actuary, so I'm majoring in actuarial science.
You're the one. Okay. I read that, and when I first heard it, I thought, what? What is
Yeah.
he going to do? And
get
then
that
I
a
found
lot.
out. You're
Yeah.
going to tell me what to do with my money.
Basically, risk in your investments is basically what I'm going to be telling people.
When did you decide that you wanted to be in that field?
We're doing a research project in my accounting class in high school, and I looked in a magazine. I found it,
Wow.
so I thought I was curious about it, so I looked it up and I researched it, and then I found out one of my best friends, his brother, is an actuary. So I talked to him about it, and then now I'm going to job shadow him probably this fall. Get my foot in the door there, and then I'm hoping to get an internship next year.
And you are going to college where? I should have that somewhere.
Otterbein University.
That's right. Wrote it down somewhere. But again, as I said before, you picked up the microphone. when I looked at your scholastic progress, it's another one of the ones where all you see are A's. They almost blind you. So you evidently someone that can get all A's without trying?
A lot of people say that, but I do have to try. It's not as easy as everyone thinks, because also I'm an athlete as well, so everyone thinks he's not going to try hard in school, but no, you got to try in both areas. So yeah.
What, are you in any sports in Otterbein?
Yes, I play football and I run indoor and outdoor track, so I do sports all year round.
All year round.
Yes.
And so how many hours are involved in all that, as well as classes?
Well, during fall with football, it's pretty time consuming. Track, it's not so much. Maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours of practice with school in the morning. So that's not as bad, but fall for sure is a little more hectic.
Did you receive a scholarship there?
I got the Otterbein grant. Also, I received, just received actually, an Ohio Foundation scholarship. I got nominated for that by someone from Encora Advisors Inc., which is completely random to me. I didn't know I was getting it, and it just
A surprise.
Yeah, it was a surprise scholarship. I was very thankful for that.
Well, and all of those mount up.
Yeah.
Because a small school is expensive.
It's very expensive.
Yes, but that's close enough to home that you can get here without having to take a plane.
Yeah.
So, does that make your parents happy?
It makes the parents really happy.
Because they can come
They
and
can
see.
come see me.
Yes, yeah. So, are you planning to go big city on us with becoming an actuary?
I do plan on living in Columbus later on in my life. It's just the better jobs are going to be in Columbus and big cities, so it would just be a better advantage for me to live there. So that's where I'll be planning to live probably.
Well, we thank you for taking time to talk to us. We're going to welcome Graham King from Aurora right now. And Graham, you graduated from Newton in 2011. That means you've had time to get a couple of years under your belt outside of high school. I'm not going to say out of school because I know you've been some other places other than in an education facility. Tell me, when you said you first started working, I'm going to jump back, first started working in your junior year, high school. Doing what? Do you remember way back when?
I believe that was when I was a janitor of a local church where my family attended, yes. My brother had actually had the job before I did, and so I kind of picked up where he left off and, was a janitor for a little while.
Okay. This is the one that told me he detasseled corn. I'm going to find out what that means.
Well, it's
I know what quote is involved, but is this as hot as I think it must?
It can be pretty hot, yeah. Generally it was in the morning though, so not too bad, but just walking through a field and taking off the tassels.
What do you do with them when you take them off?
Just toss them or collect, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how much of this tassel do you pull off?
I mean, the whole bit at the top.
The whole,
yeah.
I mean,
everyone.
So basically you're cutting the whole top off of the corn.
Yeah, basically pulling
I mean, I've heard of detasseling. I know that much, but I can't understand how. I know why, but it just didn't make sense. So evidently you did not back away from doing hard labor.
No, not necessarily, no. I guess it wouldn't be my first choice, but I don't mind it too much.
Well, this is one of the things I was thinking of. The people we've been talking to would go from those that have been janitors up to those who want to become. Are you the one that wants to become an anthropologist?
Not necessarily, but it's a possibility, yes.
Is that in here?
Perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah. Future is undecided at this point.
Okay.
So.
Well, there's one that interested in anthropology. I Can't figure out how that's going to work, but that's okay. You also worked for your mow yard. You've done everything, right?
Tried to, yeah.
This was to raise funds during high school.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
And it included putting sewer pipes in. You also traveled where?
In between my freshman and sophomore years, I spent 2 weeks in Costa Rica, and that was with a class through university. And then I also did a semester last fall in Valparaiso, Chile, and I attended university and lived with the host family. And then actually just got back last week from about 2.5 months in Ecuador, where I was volunteering.
Why? No, why?
Well,
Just-
I think it really all stems back to growing up in such a small community. Grew up in the country. I had 30 some kids in my graduating class. So
right.
I feel that kind of always motivated me. I guess once I kind of found out there was
A world.
there was culture out there, not just the one I had grown up with, the singular one, and that just really drove me, I guess, and once I started to discover other things, I just kind of continued, and I didn't want to stop, yeah, and I still don't, I suppose.
Where's the funding come from?
Well, I was a janitor, and no, definitely helped being able to, I was lucky enough to find jobs in junior high and high school and work all through that, and then scholarships
Yep.
from Miami County
That
Foundation and Wright
exactly.
State as well.
That's right.
Carried me through, definitely.
Right. So, and now you're going to be going where?
Well, this is my final
Freshman?
year. This
No,
is my final
final
year
year.
at Wright State, where I've been studying international studies and Spanish as well.
Right.
And I'm actually in the process now of figuring out what the next step is. I would like to continue my education. I would like to get my graduate degree.
In
but
what?
In what? That's the question. Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. That was actually one of the reasons I went to Ecuador. I wanted to explore different career opportunities. I taught a little bit of English while I was there. Also worked with different environmental sustainability projects. And I liked them both, but neither one really grabbed my attention. Yeah, right. But I feel that's been the story of my life so far. I really like a lot of different things, and it's hard for me to pick one
What
thing
you
to
wanna
really
live
stick
with.
with. Right, exactly.
Yes.
So I'm trying to work through those thoughts now, and been talking to different people trying to figure that out. So
What about broadcasting?
I'm not sure about that one, but we'll see.
Well, I thought that might be a good occupation for you. There's a future there, but that's not in the book. Okay, but nothing's.
No, I mean, could be anything in the liberal arts field because that's what I'm studying now. Like I said earlier, anthropology would also be definitely an option because I am so interested in culture. But I guess we'll find out here in the coming months.
And Cheryl, what do you think?
I think all of the students that we heard from are amazing.
Amazing.
We know that there are a lot more in our community in Miami County that can apply for these scholarships, and the money's available. And we also want to encourage individuals who may be watching who would like to make a difference in young people's lives, may not be able to start a scholarship fund, but could contribute to a scholarship fund and help these young people pay for their education.
Exactly.
And they can do so through the Miami County Foundation, and we welcome those contributions.
And all they got to do is call you at the office. You're online, Facebook.
Yes, we have a Facebook presence, a website, www.Miami County Foundation. The office telephone number is 773-9012. So I encourage you to call if you have any questions about applying for a scholarship or even helping to fund a scholarship. Remember, those deadlines are November the 1st of every year. The applications are available online, and you can download those to your computer and get them completed.
Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed as much as we did.